Okay, so the solar car team, Bob, how long have we been doing this? Since '03? Yeah.
This is the third year, isn't it?
Well, this is a solar car, but overall, since
I
2000.
think I've known you 6 years.
6 unfortunate years.
And you specifically, what is your contribution to the car?
This vehicle, I actually didn't do too much in terms of actually building it. I'm the co-captain of the group, and I mainly did the primary design of the car. So we designed the car on the computer in CAD, and there's like thousands of parts. And well, my role basically is to somehow get the parts that we drew on the computer, into an actual set of drawings that can be made. And also my role, as an undergrad, I was an ECE student, so all the power electronics falls on my shoulders. All my other ECE friends already graduated, so we're like, hey. Although I still have a friend of mine that's helping me with power electronics. But most of the engineering design, maybe, I get, a rough idea. Everybody else tells me how they hate it, and then they make it better.
Did I tell you guys that we got a grant today? We got a grant for $4,000, so we don't have to pay for the North American Solar Challenge entrance fee.
Some of them I don't think need to be.
Anyway, so our travel expenses just went from like maybe 12,000 to 8,000 or something about there. Maybe 14,000 down to 10,000. Whatever it is, a huge chunk of actually getting to the races is taken care of. And we got an email from some people at Intel that said they think they found the right people who are able to sign away for money for a team, and they want to know exactly how much it's going to cost to get the biggest logo on our car. So, anyway. And another sponsorship for $500 from my neighbor. All today. So it's a definite 4,500 and a possible 14,500 in one day. Our best fundraising day of our entire lives. Well, I'd like to say that I was able to do a lot of the engineering, but that wasn't it. I got to help a little bit. It was really the fundraising and the organization. At first, I was the person that made sure we had the room we needed for the meetings every week, and just kind of worked with everybody around campus, contacting people, public relations, that sort of thing. And it turned out that the fundraising went easier for me than for some of the guys. So that's mostly what I've done, is gotten us money and gotten us discounts on stuff. But also been at every meeting and helped with all sorts of different parts of the car. Although I don't do a lot of the machining. I don't know. I don't really have time to be in the machine shop during the day. I'm in lab a lot, but the rest of this.
And what is your personal view of global warming? Like, do you think it exists, or is it just media hype?
Well, consciously, if you take a minute and look at the trends, it's definitely pointing to something. We can just run simulations of what has happened and what can happen, but I think enough awareness has been created to realize that something's going on, and let's seek out alternatives. If it doesn't matter that it's a good thing or a bad thing, but alternatives are definitely a good idea.
Yes, it is real. Yes, we do know that the temperature's increasing and all these other adverse effects. And it's also extreme climate change is a huge problem. And yes, I do believe that humans are the cause of it. I mean, if you don't believe that, there's really very little to be lost by believing that, right? But there's a whole lot to be lost by not believing that. So even if I'm wrong, we're not hurting the planet. And if somebody else thinks that global warming is not our problem, and they're wrong, we are hurting the planet. So, besides from the fact that I truly believe it, it just makes logical sense too.
Well, heck, last Friday was 98, and today was 65. Yes, it's absolutely happening. And, a lot of people don't get that global warming really, it's a selfish thing. So here's the deal. the Earth will survive. No matter how much CO2 you put in the atmosphere, it will survive. 10,000 years later, humans might die off, all species die off, but the Earth doesn't care. The reason why people should care about global warming is because they're selfish. They should be, because we're not making the Earth. We're not saving the Earth from itself. We're saving the Earth so that we can live on it.
And how do you think this project is affecting the future condition of the Earth?
Well, if anything, it gives an opportunity for auto manufacturers and technical companies to actually work with students to make a realizable product, and at the same time you have students actually testing industry equipment. For example, we are using the world's best top quality electric motor, which was which is tailor-made for specific applications, and this can, this is just reinforcing their product and their market, and researching how fast and how reliable can something like a motor be. So we're definitely helping the industry come up and build standards that they can then reinforce this out in day-to-day cars and things like that.
This project alone, it seems really small, a group of 15 people making one car, but what we can do is we can show the entire Northwest that we can make a solar-powered car. And what does that mean for the world? Well, what this means is we can have the most efficient alternative transportation vehicles that don't cause emissions and don't take a lot of energy to run. It's totally possible. I don't think that solar vehicles are actually, they're not really a good idea commercially. I think what people should do is see that, yes, you can make a solar car that can run off that much power, beef up the battery pack, take off the solar cells, make an electric car, put some solar cells on your roof, and charge your cars off of that. We've got some friends in California who don't pay for electricity, and they drive electric cars. They have solar cells on the roof, they pump their water up to the roof for heating, and they pay about $5 a year in electricity.
Okay, so flat out, solar cars will never be feasible. And the reason for that is that there's just not enough energy coming from the sun that hits the Earth for a car of 9 square meters to be powered. You only get like maybe 5 or 6 horsepower, total, if you convert all the energy from the sun to mechanical energy. But what a solar car does contribute is, well, the goal is to go as fast as the law allows with very little bit amount of power. The amount of power we have actually is less than that of a hairdryer. So imagine the power that you have less than a hairdryer going with the car, powering a car that could go 80 miles an hour, which there's a car in Australia that can do that. That makes it so that future EVs or battery-powered cars can go on the market sooner. The lessons you learn by building a solar-powered car, by pushing the envelope, you can apply that same technology to cars that are feasible for the world. GM in 1990 built a solar car for the World Solar Challenge. GM then took the information they got from that solar car and built their first EV1, which then afterwards they destroyed, but whatever. But they used that technology to build a feasible car. And so that's one aspect. The other aspect is to raise community awareness on the feasibility of alternative energy and the fact that there are technologies out there that allow you to drive without using petroleum.